Judita, people are saying things like, well, maybe they cashed in on royalty. They're crashing out of royalty now, and the pressures on their relationship is showing. They might have done this, oh, let's go out for a dinner together to pretend we're together, but everybody's saying they're not looking happy, they're not smiling. They took those phone calls, didn't they, for young kids for the technology awards, couldn't look at each other. Is the relationship over?
I think there's a difference between what's happening with their businesses and what's happening personally. Personally, it's been debunked by everyone from the inner circle, and it's credible that they are still solid, because it's pretty much Harry and Meghan against the world, which has been the quote. They're on the cover of Us Weekly magazine. You'll be familiar with that magazine. It's the one that during the early years of Harry and Meghan, the friends came together to try to put out some positive press. It's that magazine that has a hard line to them. So as far as their relationship, they're still very much in love and very much unified. But I think what has got conflated is where the state of their business is, which is in a bit of disarray. Because we know with the implosion of the Spotify deal, with the kinds of heavy names, executives in show business that have not been very complimentary. And also when that statement came out where they said they won't be talking about the royal family anymore, what they effectively did was announce to anyone who might potentially invest in them that the single USP they have and makes them of any value in an industry as vapid and as soulless as show business is off the table. So they're not a valuable commodity if you're taking the royals. And you are right. They have cashed in on that connection because that's what brings them their cachet, their allure, the kind of mystery behind them. But now that they have to now pivot to find a new value that people would be willing to invest in, it's going to be difficult. And they're now going to have to see that you haven't got a discernible talent. You're not singers, you're not great actors, you're not politicians. You're just people. So what do you have on the table that will get people to keep rolling in the money that you've enjoyed thus far? It will be hard. So that's what people are getting confused.
It seems to be as well, the narrative in the newspapers are they're getting snubbed by people. So whether it's famous people, whether it's the Beckhams or people in the States, or whether it's their own family snubbing them, which is meant to be this sort of commemoration of the 1 year since the Queen died. Is this right? Are people saying we really don't want to be associated with you?
It's an interesting one. As far as the royal family, they did say that from their representatives, there was no snubbing. There's just going to be the king and queen privately commemorating the first anniversary of his accession to the throne and the passing of the late Queen Elizabeth II. And members of the royal family will be going in and out of Balmoral, which is where they'll be doing it, keeping in tradition with what Queen Elizabeth did, or spending almost every anniversary of the passing of her father, George VI, at Sandringham, where he passed. What has happened is, like, Harry and Meghan will be on September 9th. They will be at the inauguration of Invictus, but they will not be going to the castle. That's what they've said, but it's not a snub. They're just not going to be passing through the Balmoral like other members of the family. But as far as celebrities, what you will notice is after the Netflix documentary came out, there wasn't such a public wave of endorsement and support because, simply put, celebrities have brands to preserve. And privately, their publicists will tell them, you can support Harry and Meghan as people privately, but in public, based on where they stand, to publicly endorse Harry and Meghan, you're going against the royal family of Britain. Do you want that for your brand? You want to perform in the UK. You want to do business in the UK. As an advisor, they would tell them, be friends with Harry and Meghan, but don't jeopardize your brand by being seen to be going against the UK royal family. That's what's been happening, because everybody has to think at the end of the day, it's survival of the fittest.